when we used to camp, it was a bunch of women, and they're still there in the constituency, still working hard. We have Glenda Jules, we have Marvelyn Wallace, we have, Kerry coming up. We have a whole bunch of prominent women in Portsmouth alone when I grew up. And I can still see all over Dominica. We have Sonia Williams, we have all these powerful women that has been in the Labour Party and still there today. Labour has always had a force of women, and women that was always strong. Even in our powder days, I remember, women have always stood with the Labour Party, and they will continue to.
Nanten, tell me what you think about women and labor.
Well, as you mentioned before, Labour was actually formed by a woman. Felicia Norfolk was a woman. We have always believed in the rights of women, the right of women to vote, the right of women to own lands, the right of women to proper education. And women have been a cornerstone of our party. They are largely responsible for the caring of the homes. So we believe that they have provided good leadership all the time. If you look at the number of women in our last political campaign, it was what, 50%, almost 50%, about 50% were represented by women. So we have that thing where we believe in women. As a party, we appreciate women. We know of the love and the concern and the motherly care and affection of women. But outside of that, we believe in these principles that we spoke about. So Paulo spoke about housing and he mentioned the areas where we had housing development back in the late 70s, and you see it again. So he mentioned Pont Michel, he mentioned Canefield, he mentioned Calibishi, he mentioned Bath Estate. And the Labour of today continue with the same type of project. We have housing like the Port Michel housing scheme. We have Cotton Hill. We have those in Castle Bruce. We relocate Bellevue Chopin. So we're doing those things. Ian spoke of Labour and infrastructure and the way in which Edward Oliver LeBlanc was able to tell the British government, give us feeder roads. I think there's 5 or I think there's 8 of them, and link them up to cut the roads from Portsmouth to Roseau when they said Chimay Passage Lyon. Labour did infrastructure. We have gone on and we have improved on those infrastructure. So sometimes because of what we have done and our achievements, people tend to forget. So people these days say sometimes, hey, we have some potholes in the road. Hey, mark you. At one point, we actually did not have the roads. And when we came back to government after 20 years in exile in 2000, the roads we drove on, they were very poor. Blackmore gave a report of the motorable roads we had, and it was just a few kilometers. But we have done that. So people said the roads are bad. Mark you, they forgot the amount of money we spent on doing the road from Portsmouth to Roseau. They forgot that we just do $300 million from going for Castle Bruce and the Kalinago territory. They forgot we're doing $109 million worth of road going up to Grand Bay. They forgot that we just negotiated and doing the designs for the new roads from Hatton Garden down to Borough Square. But we have delivered so much as a party that sometimes people say, you know what, we forget, or they don't take things, they stick to little things and not putting them aside what was there. So, we spoke of education, and we spoke of university education. It wasn't too long ago, Cecil and listeners, that Charles Savre, being the MP for Roseau, would have been on the radio and all opportunities he got to advocate for access for the children of Roseau. You talk about the children of Penville, or the children of Belmanier, or the children of Bataka, or Sense, or Siniku, or Foble in Peters-Soufriere. The children of Roseau, just before we came to government, when Charles Savre was the minister, was the MP for Roseau, and UWP was the government of the day, the majority of children from Roseau had no access to secondary education. So it seems it's a thing of the past, but it was the reality of what we faced in Dominica. So Labour has dealt with and delivered all those things. And we agree that we have done those, but we're not satisfied, because we are ensuring that we have to look at the future of Dominica. That is why we have not just extended and put lights at Douglas Charles Airport, but we're doing a new international airport. That's why we're doing a new marina. That's why we're building more than five-star hotels in Dominica. That's why we have our aerial tram going on in the Roseau Valley area, because we believe that a new future beckons Dominica, and that the young people of Dominica have to aspire for a much better Dominica, and we want to provide that Dominica for them. So all those who are looking on the sides, you can criticize, yes, but ask yourselves, what am I doing as a Dominican? What can I do? Am I doing enough? Is there a reasonable chance that there's another party who can do well, or who are articulating the leadership for Dominica and showing leadership? The opposition told us that they were calling an economic conference, a year ago at Jungle Bay, and after a year, they cannot issue not one statement, not one paragraph, not one line on the new idea, on the bright idea, on what can or should happen in Dominica. When we articulate those things all the while, we speak of a new rose, though. You say, yes, we're talking about it all the time, but it is coming. We speak of the new cruise ship berth and cruise ship terminal. We speak of the new Deepwater Harbor. We're speaking of so many things because we believe and we can see that there's so much more that can be done in Dominica, and we're on the way in doing that. And we want to engage all and sundry, because Dominica is ours to build. As a united people, with a united party, with a strong and dynamic leader, because Labour is better. Labour is the best choice. Labour is the right choice. And Labour is the future for Dominica. We played a great part in the past, but not just that. We're not satisfied with that. We are looking forward towards a future, a brighter future, where the economy, where the national development, where the people will be better. And that's what we are about as a movement. And we are inviting all and sundry, because in the House of Labour, there are many rooms, Cecil.
Okay, I just want to also find out from Ambassador Douglas. I know that you're an ambassador in Cuba. I would like to hear from you, sir, in reference to the Dominican Labour Party and creating greater opportunities by having from 36 to now 148 countries bilateral relationship with these various countries. Can you help us to have a greater understanding what those bilateral relationships actually mean for Dominica?
Well, Cecil, before I answer your question, on the whole issue of women, I would just like to between the 80s and the 90s, going to different meetings.
Can you repeat her name? Can you just repeat her name, please?
I don't remember her surname, but her name is Nina. I'll probably get her surname for you in a minute.
She was popular. I can't remember her full name, Ian, but she was popularly known as Peanuts. She was a Peanuts lady, selling peanuts all around Portsmouth. And when we have our party events, we'd always be there as well, selling